Hello, good evening, and welcome to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O. Y'all, give me one moment because I just received a message that our Facebook is not connected. So let me see what is going on really quickly. If you are on YouTube and you see me, give me one moment and let me see what is happening here. All right. Hold on one moment. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. The post was no, cancel. All right. Well, let's see. What has happened to Facebook? What has happened to Facebook? Okay, so it looks as if our Facebook stream is not streaming for some reason. Oh my goodness. So we are going to be only on YouTube tonight, looks like. So I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to keep moving. We're going to keep moving. I am going to see if I can just make sure that I don't see it on my end. That's technology, right? Okay. So, all right, we'll keep trying. Okay, so, well, it said that it's going to keep trying it, and if it can get going, then we will get going. So I'm just going to put a note really quick on my Facebook page just to let everyone know that we're having some difficulties, and make sure that they check us out on YouTube really quickly. Let's see, check us out on YouTube due to technical difficulties. All right. Well, guess what? Today is Monday. It is Motivational Monday. And despite the little hiccups that we have had, we are still moving forward. So my name is Jackie. I'm your host with Jackie O, Motivational Monday with Jackie O. And our show is all about inspiring and motivating women to think and to live well, to think and to live well. And so tonight we have an amazing show in store for you on this evening. We last year we did this show called Timing is Everything, and it was such an amazing show. Like, everyone was asking, when are you going to bring the show back? So we thought that we would make it an annual thing and do it every September around the same time. Timing is everything, because it was absolutely phenomenal. So tonight we have 3 guests that will be sharing with us on this evening. We have 2 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we have Jocelyn, who is joining us all the way from Paris. So we are really excited, and we are ready to get this show on the road. I don't know if you are, but we are. So please let us know where you are tuning in from. Go ahead and type it in the comment section. We call the comment section the comment streets around here. So in the comment streets, go ahead and put in there where you are tuning in from, because we would love to know where you're tuning in from. So I'm just going to make sure that I got this on here, because I have people texting me like, we don't see you on Facebook. So let me just make sure that we are providing a link so that they can hop on our YouTube channel really quickly, and then they can see us on YouTube. All righty. Let's see here. Share, copy link. And so everyone will be able to just click on the link. I'm going to put that link on our Facebook page, and you can just click on that link and we will be ready to go. Okay. All right. Okay. Are y'all ready? We're ready. So we're going to breathe. Well, I'm going to breathe because I'm the only one on here. So we're going to breathe and take a breath, because listen, that happens, right? Technology, happens, things happen, but we're going to just keep it moving. So if you are ready, we're going to introduce our very first guest. Y'all, she is absolutely amazing, and you'll see once we bring her to the stage. So stay tuned as we introduce our first guest, Brittany Lewis.
Brittany Lewis, founder of 800XOXO, is a proud mother of three wonderful children who keeps her on her toes every day. Her interests includes indulging in brunch, immersing herself in books, and cherishing moments with family and friends. Additionally, Brittany calls herself a journal enthusiast, a passion that ignited when she was just 12 years old following the loss of her mother. As she navigated through adulthood, she faced some of her darkest moments, but discovered the incredible solace and empowerment that journaling and affirmations could bring. While corporate America has been a significant part of her life, it's 800XOXO that truly fuels her purpose. She understands the struggle of neglecting oneself and the guilt that often accompanies it. That's why Brittany is deeply committed to helping women rediscover the joy of putting self-care first. 800XOXO is more than just a brand, it's a lifestyle dedicated to inspiring women to embrace the gentle art of self-care. 800XOXO offers a monthly subscription box service tailored to fulfill all your self-care needs, alongside a range of inspirational stationery, including journals and planners. The XOXO Self-Care Box is designed to simplify the process of prioritizing and scheduling self-care, because Brittany believes that self-care isn't a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. Join Brittany on this journey as she empowers women to remember who they are, what they want, and what they truly deserve. Please help us welcome the beautiful Brittany Lewis to the show.
Well, hello, Brittany.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. That was beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be on our show on this evening.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, I know that you have a lot going on with three children.
I do.
I have four. Well,
Wow.
three of them are grown, and one is a senior in high school. So I know how that is when you are running, and running a business.
Yes, the balancing act for sure.
For sure, for sure. Well, again, Brittany, thank you again for being with us on this evening. And as we stated before, we will be talking about how timing is everything,
Mhm.
and not just regular timing, but God's timing, and how His timing is perfect timing. So,
Mhm.
Brittany, we're jumping right into the show. When you hear the phrase "timing is everything," what do you think of when you hear that?
For me, when I hear that phrase, it means that we need to make the most of our time because our time is valuable and it's not promised. And so when we do have opportunities and chances to connect with people, to reach our goals and things like that, we should make the most of it. So that's what I think of when I hear.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because we hear all the time how time is so precious, right? Like we have to cherish every single moment, as you were saying, with family, with friends, and even ourselves. Because I know that you're big on self-care and on journaling and things like that. And that's all a part of cherishing those moments, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and taking time for yourself, definitely. How important, Brittany, is timing to you in your everyday life? How important is it?
Yeah, timing is so important to me because as you say, I have three children. I also work a full-time job and I have a business. And so just balancing my time and making sure that I do incorporate the time for myself, the in fact that I do make sure that my kids are having that time with me, especially when I'm a single mother. And so making sure that I spend time with each of my kids together and individually, because I do feel like that is important, to be able to spend that time with my kids individually so that they do have those memories and things of me. Because I lost my mother when I was almost 12 years old. And so just looking back at some of the memories and that I do have of her, just the fun memories. And I want my kids to be able to have that for me. Preferably I'll be here, but
Right.
I do want them to be able to look back and like, oh, I remember doing this with my mom, and I remember doing this with my mom, and not just my mom always having to work, 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 and doing these things that they don't see. So yeah, I really do try to balance my time.
Yeah, yeah. I hear people talk a lot about balance,
Mhm.
right? Like, oh, well, there's really no such thing as balance. What do you think about that? Because I feel there has to be some aspect of a
Yeah.
balance in your life.
Absolutely. Yeah, there has to be some type of balance. You have to be able to be intentional about your time. So for me, I was at a point in my life when I started my business where I wasn't taking time for myself. And you can't pour from an empty glass. I know people say that all the time, but it's very true. You can't pour from an empty glass. And I was running on fumes. And so taking the time for myself and being able to balance my self-care time, because there was a time where I used to feel really guilty about it. I would feel guilty about going out to brunch or going out to dinner with friends and leaving my kids, with my husband at the time or with my sister, feeling guilty about that. But I had to really understand that I have to do things for myself. Like I'm better when I'm doing things for myself for my kids. And so that's all balance and being able to work and then stop working because I need to be able to take my kids to practice. Like I can't cook dinner if I'm always working. And there was a job that I had where my kids were like, "Mommy, you're still working, or you have to work on Saturday." And it got to a point where it was so normal for them that when I wasn't working on a Saturday or working on a Sunday, they were surprised. And that was like a big eye opener for me, as far as like I really need to get some balance in my life, because I don't want my kids to look back like my mommy was always working and my mommy never had time to do this with me or do that with me. And so I feel like I've gotten really good at the balancing act. It's a real thing.
Yeah, yeah, it really is because not only do you have to have that balance, but you have to have those boundaries. And I believe that that's a part of all of the balancing.
Definitely.
Yeah, in your everyday life. That's really good. And so,
Mhm.
Brittany, when in your decision making, when should you rely on instinct and when should you rely on careful analysis of timing?
I really like that question. And I think you need to do both. I think for me, it has to be both, because there are times where you see an opportunity or someone presents you with a situation and your instinct is like, oh, this is great. Let me jump on it.
Mhm.
But you have to do your research, because everything that looks good in the beginning is not always good. It's not always good for you. And
Right.
so being able to use that discernment and also your instinct and your common sense and researching and following what you know to be right and wrong, I think it all plays a part in making decisions and taking on opportunities.
Yeah. And I like what you said about that, especially as business owners. A lot of times opportunities come our way,
Mhm.
and sometimes we're really eager, like, oh, let's jump on this because it's business. But
Mhm.
as you were stating, everything is not good. And we hear that phrase a lot too. All money is not good money. All opportunities are not good.
Mhm.
So that is really good that you said that about being discerning and
Mhm.
saying, okay, well, let me step back and see, does this really, is this really going to benefit me? And is it going to be good for me? And does it align with me and my morals
Right.
and what I'm doing? Right. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I love that. And when we talk about timing and just the timing, how the perfect timing, God's timing is the perfect
Mhm.
timing, then we also, I believe, know that, we also know that things happen in his timing.
Right.
And, a lot of times when a door closes, we can be maybe down, But when we really look at the grand scheme of things, again, that goes back to what you were saying, discernment
Mhm.
is maybe that wasn't the right time for us to walk into
Right.
the door, you
And
know? Do you agree?
I definitely agree. Sometimes it's not, and it does get discouraging. Like you said, as business owners, um,
Mhm.
opportunities and no's, it does get discouraging. But knowing that God is always going to have something else for me. What's for me is going to be for me. And
Right.
so, as much as you may wanted an opportunity or wanted something, if it's not for you, it's not for you, and God will put it in your place when it's that time. I definitely agree with that, and I believe that very much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I totally do. Um, is there a right time for pursuing your goals and aspirations?
Um, I I do feel like there is a right time, but you will know because God will let you know. Um, with me, I use my business as an example. My daughter has a business. She's 10 now. She has a lemonade business. And so me being a business owner was never something that I even thought about. But honestly, I feel like God placed it on my heart to do something for other people. And so that's why my business is about self-care, and promoting self-care and wellness to women, because I feel like a lot of women are in the same situation as me, just kind of lost and trying to figure out what they want to do with their self and trying to find a place and take time for their self, and they don't know how to. And so I do feel like God placed it on my heart, and I didn't know where to really begin, but I prayed about it, and I woke up the next morning and 100XOXO, the name 100XO, was in my head. And so that was when I knew, okay, let me do my research. I did research. I took workshops and classes just to get started. I didn't know where it was going to take me or what it was going to be, but I do feel like God put that on my heart, and I couldn't ignore it. I couldn't say no.
Yeah. Yeah. Our stories are a little similar, as you were sharing of even how I got into business. My daughters were 10 and 5
Hmm.
when they wanted to start a business. And
Oh, wow.
that was the furthest thing from my mind, such as yourself. And we did that, ran that business, a successful business. And out of that this was birthed.
I love
That our skincare line and so, so forth. And so I think, as you were saying, it's all about the timing. It's all about, we don't see the big picture
it. Right.
when we're stepping into it, but of
Mhm.
course God does.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love how you just, and since we've been talking, saying about God, how you prayed to him, because
Mhm.
really it's him that guides us and that helps us to do and maneuver through the different things that we're doing. So that is really good. Well, Brittany, as we are wrapping this up,
Thank
what
you.
would you like to share with our audience as we wrap up?
I would just like to share about self care and just reminding our audience to take time for yourself. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, not going to the spa, but just remember to take time for yourself, whether it's waking up in the morning and saying a prayer and doing a little bit of journaling, drinking your tea or your coffee, or going to bed at night and taking a nice relaxing shower or a bath, and just taking that time for yourself to reflect, and honoring that time that you have for yourself to just pour into yourself. That's what I want to share and remind our audience today.
All right. And what would you also like to share with us about timing? What last words would you like to share about that?
Just trust God. He will guide your steps. I pray every night for God to guide my steps, because I don't know what I'm doing some days. And so just praying for God to guide your steps, and He will provide for you each and every time. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Amen. Well, Brittany, tell everyone how they can get in contact with you. Do you have any upcoming events that they can, support you in?
Mhm. Yeah, so you can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram. I am 100XOXO on those platforms. Also, I have a website if you want to know more about my brand. It's 100XOXO.com. And also, if you want to follow my personal journey, I'm on Instagram at the Brittany Lewis on Instagram if you want to follow and know more about my personal journey. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. I appreciated sharing my story, and I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity today.
Thank you again, Brittany. And Brittany, one question I did not ask you that I would like to know is what is the meaning of your business name?
Oh, okay. So the meaning of my business name, I love that question because it is inspired by my grandmother, who
Okay.
was like the most influential person in my life. She passed away about 3.5 years ago.
Mm.
She just taught me so much. She was literally the best person, the most sweetest person you will ever meet. And she would always like sign cards and like get off the phone with us and say, "Okay, goodbye, 100 kisses, 100 hugs." And
Oh,
so when I prayed to God, I was like, I wanted to honor her in some type of way. And so I woke up and that was the name that was in my head. And so I'm honoring my grandmother. Long story short.
all right. All right. Well, again, Brittany, thank you so much for being with us. And you all, please support Brittany and her business, 100XOXO. It is amazing. Go to her website, www.100xoxo.com, and check her out. It is a beautiful website. She has some journals. Y'all know me, I love to journal. So she has journals on there, stationery, just a little bit of everything to help you in your self-care journey. So again, Brittany, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
you all, we will be right back after this commercial break.
Looking to be inspired and motivated? Join us for Motivational Monday with Jackie O every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jackie O. For more information on Jackie O, visit us at www.jackieo.com. Did you know that self-care is health-care? Self-care is defined by the steps a person can take to stay healthy mentally and physically. Especially for women, self-care can often take a back seat to caring for everyone else around them. Knowing that maintaining your health and well-being is the only way you'll have the capacity to care for others can be the first step in your own self-care routine. Don't know where to start on your self-care journey? Download our complimentary self-care planner and 30-day calendar, Oh Girl, It's Time to Glow, at www.jackieo.com. Sometimes you just need a little Kickstarter to get you going.
All right. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed our first guest, Brittany Lewis, who is the founder of 800XOXO. And it is a self-care subscription box and journals, stationery, you name it, anything to do with self-care. Brittany has it for you. So we hope you have been enjoying our show and that you have your notepads and a pen. Y'all know you can't come to class without a notepad and a pen. Didn't y'all teach? I know y'all teachers told y'all that. So we hope you have your notepad and your pen ready because we have two more amazing speakers that are going to be sharing with us. And tonight, again, we're talking about timing is everything. Whose timing? God's timing. God's timing is perfect timing and it is everything. And so we did this show a year ago, actually almost on September the 9th, I believe it was, of last year. We did Timing is Everything, and we had such an amazing response that we thought we'd bring it back again and make it an annual thing and just invite some more phenomenal women. So our next guest is LaMonica Howell Edmondson, and she is going to be joining us. And y'all, let me tell you, she is the fashion diva of them all. So are y'all ready? Are you ready? We will be right back after we introduce to you LaMonica.
LaMonica Howell Edmondson, owner of Bling by LA, a boutique specializing in clothing and fashion accessories for women. LaMonica's journey as a business owner began in the aftermath of a layoff on June 1st of 2012. As she reflects on the year 2023, it signifies a remarkable milestone, 11 years of successfully running her boutique. Over the course of these years, Bling by LA has undergone a significant transformation. Initially focusing exclusively on offering exquisite jewelry, LaMonica listened to her customers. Her passion for helping women elevate their style and self-expression led her to expand her offerings. In 2018, Bling by LA introduced a collection of stylish handbags and shortly thereafter ventured into a world of clothing. LaMonica's true passion lies in empowering and assisting women in accessorizing their lives. This journey has been a rewarding one, and she looks forward to continuing to serve her clientele with the latest trends and timeless pieces in the years to come. Please help us welcome the flawless LaMonica Howell Edmondson to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Well, thank you so much for being a part of our show on this evening.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, first and foremost.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you, y'all, LaMonica, she's going to talk a little bit more about her business, but she is absolutely, she has some amazing pieces, and she is just a joy to watch. When I do watch her, I get a chance to. So she'll be sharing a little bit more about that so y'all can follow her. But again, LaMonica, thank you so much for being on our show this evening as we talk about how timing is everything, how
Yes,
God's timing is everything.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
As we
Mhm.
hop on into the show, LaMonica, share with us when you hear the phrase timing is everything, what does that mean to you?
Well, for me, timing is time flies by quickly. We all know that. And I try to take advantage of the time that I have and to utilize the time wisely. And it's hard. It's a balance. It really is a balance. So for me, I I'm newly married, so that's a new thing for me, and to be able to fit that as well as to my work life balance. Trying to make sure that everything is has a time and a season for it to go off well, to take off well. So that's my overall goal, is to make sure that I don't waste any time. That right there. Timing is everything, and I want to make sure that I utilize my time wisely.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes. And when you look at your day to day, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but on your day to day activities that you have going on, how important does timing play in that, in your roles of every day?
Well, every day, let's see, I have my business. I also have a full time job, and I have a husband that I take care of. We don't have any children, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. And I just try to make sure that I am not while I'm working, I'm not ignoring anything else, or I still have stuff that I do at home. Make sure my home is taken care of well. And a daily day to day can become cumbersome, so you just want to make sure that you are utilizing your time well at home, as well as with your job and your in your life. That's one thing that a lot of the companies say, that they push work life balance, but sometimes they really don't.
Yeah,
So it's up to you as the individual to push the life balance, and
right,
that's
right.
right. Hmm.
Yeah. I like how you said that it's up to you. So we basically have to be our own advocate to
Exactly.
advocate for ourselves, to make sure that we have that time. And
Right.
as you were saying, being newly married, because
Mhm.
I'm in the same boat, been
Yes.
married a little over 2 years. And,
Yeah.
so having to balance the children that's still at home and
Right.
husband and all of the activities that I
Right.
have going on.
Right.
It can be quite a bit. Yeah,
Right.
it can
Hmm.
be quite a bit. And so really, I feel coming up with a good plan
Yeah.
can really help you go throughout your day, right? As you're
Right.
planning your day. And a lot of times our day doesn't go the way we plan it.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know?
That's true. I mean, that happens a lot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But for the most part, if we plan it out, I feel that it can help us to be a little bit more smoothly.
Right. And just try to stay on top, try and stay
Yeah.
on the course, that I've set out for myself. My sister-in-law is really good about trying to count, because she has, just like you, she has three kids at home, and to try and make sure she writes down everything. I'm not right there, but I'm trying to get there.
Listen, it's one day at a time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One day at a time.
Yeah.
LaMonica, let me ask you this.
Sure.
When you look at setbacks, how can setbacks due to bad timing be turned into opportunities for growth?
I can honestly say, I mean, you being a business owner, you're going to have numerous setbacks. And I can honestly say the biggest setback, I think, because my mom was like my biggest cheerleader, my biggest motivator, and that was the biggest setback for me when she passed away. But then I knew, okay, yes, she's not here any longer to be my cheerleader, but she instilled in me certain values and certain things that I knew I needed to accomplish and I needed to continue on with. So I need make sure that I try to, as her child,
Yeah.
as both of my parents' child, because they instilled in me strong values and a good work ethic, to try and stay on top of those, stay on top of my tasks, stay on top of my uh, goals, and not let things hold me back, and not wallow. Even though you have a setback, don't wallow and say, oh, woe is me. That's not anything that my mom or my dad ever did. So I can honestly say that's something I don't do. I just can't allow myself. Don't get me wrong. I might let it be upset me for a little bit, but I'm gonna move forward. I'm not gonna let it stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how you said that too, because a lot of times I think setbacks are lessons that we've
Yeah,
learned, because
correct.
sometimes people can say a setback is a failure, but really a setback and a failure is really just a lesson learned, that we
Right.
learned that lesson. And so now we're going to keep moving forward. So
Right.
yeah, yeah, that was good, because there are opportunities in those lessons learned that
Right.
we can put to use.
Right. That's correct. That is
Definitely.
so correct. That's so true. And that's what I try to do. I try to learn from
Mm-hmm.
anything that I might have, oh, that wasn't that great of a outcome. That wasn't the outcome I was looking for. So let me see, how can I make this better going forward? And
Right.
I try to look
Right.
at things. Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
good. That's good. So let's talk about the matters of the heart.
Okay.
You just recently married.
Yes.
So in the matter of the heart, how significant is timing when it comes to finding the right partner?
Well, for me, I was 50 finding my right partner. And you know, I can honestly say I try to tell the younger generation that I run into, yeah, you might not want to be 50, I get it, but
Mhm,
to be um, at a stage in life where I was still ready, I still didn't close that door,
mhm.
and I think God never told me, "Oh, I'm not gonna send anybody to you."
Yeah.
He always told me, I always knew in the back of my mind that he was going to send me the right person.
Mhm.
And when he sent my husband to me, um the timing that we met, honestly, because I was just out with some girlfriends, wasn't anticipating meeting anybody, just having a good time. And he came and over and talked to us, and I told him, right now, I told him to this day, we went together the next day, right? We went. Because it was just like that was supposed to be. He was supposed to be in my life going forward. And he had got to have the opportunity to have a relationship with both my parents. He
Mm,
got to ask my dad for my hand. And I was like, boy, I'm 50. You didn't really have to ask my
yeah.
mom and dad for my hand. Yes, I did. Because I wanted them to know that I was sincere. And I
Mhm.
was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I felt like that timing, even though it was later than I anticipated, it still was right on in God's timing. It was never, we never skipped a beat.
Yeah.
Never did. Hmm.
And that's such a great love story, right? Because I think sometimes too, we can rush and we can settle
Hmm.
when it comes to that and just mess everything up because we have our hands all in it.
Yes, that's true. That's
You know, if we just wait, and like you were saying, God never told you that he wasn't going to send you a mate.
exactly.
So you were still busy
That's true.
doing what you were supposed to be doing in
Right.
the church. Everything that you were doing, you were still busy. You weren't just
Yeah.
sitting there waiting. And
Correct.
that's something that we should, make sure that these people know too, because you got to
Right.
be busy. You still got to be doing things.
Yeah, that's so true. That is
Yeah.
true. Don't be sitting around waiting. Oh, woe is me. Why isn't God sending me this person yet? I don't understand. I never question God because it's always his timing. It's never my timing. It's never our timing on how things happen and how they play out and how they occur.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. And two, we're mature. We're more
Yeah,
mature too.
right.
So, a lot of things now in our latter years, we know and we know better.
Yeah,
So we can, it was all that time
yeah.
to to mature and to
That's
get
true.
there. But we did. Well, Monica, tell me a little bit about your business.
Okay.
So LA, no, Bling by LA, your boutique. How did you come up with the name?
Well, I came up with the name because I was like, well, I loved bling. I always did, always have. And I was like, okay, bling. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just use my initials. So bling by LA is how I kind of how it came to me. And honestly, like you said in my introduction, which I really loved, um, my business came as a result of a layoff. I had been in insurance at that point, probably since 90, I think 98, and 2012 they told us they were closing our office, and I was like, I don't think I want to do insurance anymore. I've been an insurance adjuster for all of that time. I was like, I think I'm going to do something different. And after that, I think shortly after that, I woke up like the young lady prior to us. I said, I think I'm going to start a business. And I had never thought actually to be a business owner. That was not anything I had kind of had in the back of my mind. I just kind of was like, oh, maybe I'll just do another insurance job. But then I was like, I don't think I want to do another insurance job. I want to do a business. And that's how it came about. I went the next day after it came to me, after he gave it to me, I said, okay, I went and got my tax ID. I went down to the city of Dallas and registered. And Bling by LA just evolved from there. And it's been a journey.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been a journey.
wow.
Hmm.
And you turned that into an opportunity,
Correct.
being laid off. Yeah. And it was all in the timing because as you
Exactly.
were saying, Brittany and, myself and probably so many others
Correct.
never crossed our mind
Right.
we're going to do this,
Right.
but it happened.
Right. That's
Yeah.
so true. That is so true. I wasn't even thinking about a business. And the
Mhm.
Lord put on my heart and in my mind, you should start a business. And I loved, I was like, oh, what are the two things that you like? I like to talk. I love to talk. I love to help other ladies accessorize their lives. I mean, honestly, it's not that hard putting an outfit together, and some ladies do have a problem with it. So it's not that hard for me. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me help you.
And I like that too, Lamonica, as we're wrapping this up, when you were talking about just helping women to accessorize their lives, because we both know that when we look good, when we have on certain things, it could just be a pair of earrings,
Yes.
right? That are just like the bomb.com. And you
Yes.
you just feel so different when you
Right.
out with those earrings because I know I do. Like I'll step out and I'll have a baseball hat on
Yeah,
and some leggings, and I'm looking a hot mess, at least in my mind.
to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, to yourself. Yeah.
But I'll have on some cute earrings, and people are like, "Oh my God, you look so cute today." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Right. And when people do me doing when women do that, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, make me want to come here every day and get a compliment because
I know.
I know what you're saying. When you don't really feel like you look your presentable self, and
Mhm.
when you're getting compliments like that, that means you're just doing you're doing what you're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing.
Yep. Yep. So there you have it, ladies. Listen, we can accessorize, and there you have it, and look
Yes.
just fabulous.
Yeah.
So Monica, as we are wrapping up, what last words would you like to leave with our audience this evening?
I would like to say it's timing is everything, and just take the reflection of spend, like Brittany said, you have to self-care. You have to have self-care. And I don't care if you have grown kids, don't have kids, have young kids. You have to have your own self-reflection and your own self-care. So if whatever that is, if that's spending the few minutes of time that you have by yourself, I personally I like to go and I get a massage. I like to go and I get a facial. These are things I do probably once a month. I don't do them because I can't afford to do them all the time, but I do like to treat myself like that. And I think we should treat ourselves because that's one thing my mom taught me. She treated us, but she treated herself as well.
That's
So I
right.
think that that's something you have to do as a woman to as you move, as you age, as we grow, as we mature, that's something you should definitely take time out for yourself
I totally agree.
and not feel selfish to do so.
Yes, yes, that it's not right. Don't feel selfish or guilty
Yeah,
when we do it. And splurge on yourself sometimes.
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
it's okay to splurge on yourself. So, LaMonica, tell us how to get in contact with you and if you have any upcoming events that how we can support you.
Sure. I am available on Facebook. I actually have a Bling by LA page, but I also do everything through my personal page, which is a LaMonica Howell Edmondson. I do a Facebook Live every 3 weeks on Facebook, and I show my what items I have in my boutique, whether it's clothing, it's jewelry, handbags, whatever accessories to accessorize an outfit. I show. I have upcoming. Oh, I'm also on Instagram, Bling by LA, and I have upcoming. Uh, we have our 20th anniversary concert at Kingdom Manifestors in Fort Worth, Texas, and I will be a vendor for that.
Okay.
And then I will normally I will also I do a sip and shop. I will be doing a sip and shop holiday edition in early December.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for those items. Those are
Okay. So
Mhm.
there you have it. LaMonica, thank you so much for spending time with us on this evening and sharing with us. And you all be sure to check LaMonica out. She does have a show this coming Thursday. So,
next Thursday.
and,
Next
next Thursday. I'm sorry. Next Thursday, she does have a show coming. I believe that's the 22nd, 21st.
21st.
Yep. She has a show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you all hop on, share it, share the information, purchase you something. We're getting ready to go into the holiday season. So
Correct.
we all need some accessories and something cute that we can wear to these holiday parties.
Yes.
All
Correct.
right, Monica, thank
Thank,
you so much.
thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
All right, guys, we hope you have been really enjoying us and enjoying our show thus far. And we will be right back after this commercial break.
Healthy skin. Our facial moisturizer is a multi use moisturizer that contains a specialized blend of antioxidants and moisture binding ingredients to leave your skin soft and ultra hydrated. This facial moisturizer can be used anywhere on your body, leaving your skin smooth and glowing. Glowing skin is always in. The Glow Collection by Jacquie O. Looking to be inspired and motivated? Join us for Motivational Monday with Jacquie O every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jacquie O. For more information on Jacquie O, visit us at www.jackieo.com.
Hello and welcome back to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jacquie O. I hope you guys have been really enjoying our show thus far with our two previous guests, Brittany Lewis and LaMonica Howell Edmondson. And we have been talking about how timing is everything. And timing truly is everything. So if you are just tuning in, please be sure to go back and watch the replay because Brittany and LaMonica, they were absolutely dropping some nuggets on us this evening. So our next guest is Jocelyn Herman Saccio. Jocelyn is no stranger to the Jacquie O platform. She was here with us on last month talking about the art of being unmessable with. And so we are super excited to welcome Jocelyn back to our platform on this evening. And so sit back, and after this video, we will be talking to Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Herman Saccio is an esteemed coach with over 3 decades of expertise in the transformative practice known as the art of being unmessable with. Throughout her illustrious career, she has guided and mentored an impressive count of over 200,000 individuals. Jocelyn's diverse portfolio encompasses her role as an author, entrepreneur, and even former chart-topping pop star. In addition, she is the founder of a nonprofit organization as well as a devoted wife and mother to 3 children. Jocelyn's unwavering dedication lies in empowering individuals to manifest their dreams in the present rather than waiting for an elusive someday. Her unwavering commitment to personal growth enables her clients to cultivate an unshakable resilience, enabling them to remain unflappable in the face of life's challenges. Please help us welcome Jocelyn Herman Saccio.
Hello, Jocelyn.
Hello. It's so good to be with you again.
Yes, yes, welcome back. And thank you so much for being with us on this evening.
My pleasure.
Yes. So, as we were talking a little bit earlier in the show, we did Timing is Everything last year, last September. As a matter of fact, we did this exact show, and we had such an overwhelming response on the topic that we talked about that we thought we'd bring it back for year 2 and talk a little bit more about how timing truly is everything. And I believe that you being a part of this show, and even last month when we talked about the art of being unmessable with and the unshakable resilience, that was truly timing and
Yes,
how it was everything, right?
it's true. Being able to just meet you. It's like, at this point in both of our lives and what could come out of it and what we're creating out of our relationship, that's all timing. Timing and saying yes.
Absolutely. I love that. Creating the yes life. Yes, absolutely. So, as we continue our conversation, Jocelyn, we want to just hop right into it. And when you hear the phrase timing is everything, what comes to mind for you?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind for me is that when people talk about timing, sometimes it's very conceptual for people. It's like, well, when's the right time or the wrong time? And how I function is that this is the only time, like literally right now is the only time. And if you're not taking action right now, or at least scheduling by when you're going to take action right now, it's not real. So in terms of timing being everything, it's, if you're out to create your life and not be somebody who's reacting to what's being thrown at them, it takes acting right now, including scheduling actions, which is an action.
Right, right. And I like how you said that because last month you shared with us how you planned your move to Paris, right?
Yes.
And so that timing, you planned it, and now look, you are right there.
I'm actually in New York right now, but I'm on my way back to Paris. So yes. My father's 90th birthday is
Oh,
yeah, so we're celebrating.
what a blessing! What a blessing! Well,
Yes. Yes.
happy day to your father for sure.
Thank you. I'll tell him.
So, when you talked about that and about it being the concept, and again, planning, give us give us like an experience that you had where timing played a crucial role in your life.
Well, for sure, the whole thing about going to Paris, because, I've been dreaming someday I'm going to go to Paris, blah, 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 right? And then in November of last year, I was having lunch with people that I had met in Paris. I happened to be in Paris for the weekend with my husband, and we were having lunch, and they told us that they were moving out of their apartment in March or April. And we were talking about moving to Paris in May. So we were like, well, what's happening with your apartment? And they said, well, we'll just introduce you to our landlord. So we didn't even have to look for an apartment.
Wow,
Talk about timing. And if
timing,
we and if we hadn't have been sharing what our vision was, they never would have said anything about that. So
exactly.
it's really through communication, through sharing, through making invitations, requests, that you can take advantage of timing.
Yeah, yeah. And I love how you said that about making requests because people will never know if we never open our mouths and communicate, what we have going on or what we may need, so that there it was right there. You were talking about it, they were talking about it, and it fell right in your lap, basically.
Totally. It's flow. It's like, when you're really in sync with your
Mhm.
vision
Yes,
and with acting from that space of creation, as I call being unmessable with,
yeah,
things happen with flow. There isn't a lot of effort. It isn't like, oh, what am I gonna do? It's just so perfect, because even this week I had a client whose contract with me coaching wise had ended, and I was expecting they were going to renew and they didn't. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then literally the next day I got a triple client, like
wow,
somebody who was triple the contract,
yeah,
because I had space and
yeah,
there was the time, so it's like things happen in flow when you're consistent with your vision.
right, right. And the key word too, one of the things that you said was you had the space. I like that because now the space was open. And
Exactly.
a lot of times when things don't happen the way that we think that they should, we think that, oh, well, what did I do? Or why didn't it pan out this way? But there's always a reason behind why things happen the way they happen, right? And that was a prime example. That person did not renew, and then you had the space, and now you have triple the blessing.
I mean, it's really unbelievable when you think about it. And one of the things I do in my group coaching program is I do what's called a sourceful performance
Mm,
debrief, where we look at, okay, what are the results you were committed to producing this month?
right.
What did you accomplish? And what's the source of it? What actions did you take, or what did you not do that allowed for that result to happen? And what results did you not produce, and what was the actions that were ineffective, or the missing actions that if you had taken would have produced that result, so that
Mhm.
people get to be at the source of what allows for the kind of results that they're really committed to. And a lot of that has to do with creating space.
Yeah.
When you don't have space in your calendar or in your house. I mean, if you just look at it from your, physical
Mm,
environment, when you have clutter around and, you've got a bunch of expired medicines in your medicine cabinet, there's not a lot of space to
yeah.
create. So, one of the things I have people do is clear out all that stuff, both physically
Mhm.
and emotionally, relationshipally, if that's a
Yeah.
word. Yeah.
Yeah. And they both work together
Yes.
with that decluttering, even your physical space. I was just telling
Totally.
my husband today, I said, listen, I need to like reorganize my closet. I need to clean some things out, like just declutter, because it's easy for those things to come in and to creep in and to crowd that space.
Yeah, and whenever people talk about decluttering, I always go, let's change the language because language is very powerful. It
Mhm.
creates a reality. So I always say, okay, now we're creating space. We're not de
Okay,
something because if you're
I like
de
it.
something, you're kind of resisting what's there. It's like,
Mhm.
let me fix my clutter, which has you looking down versus creating space, which has you looking up and
Mm.
out at what you're creating versus what are you fixing or handling.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, guys, so we are no longer using decluttering. We are using creating space. I like it. I like it. Um, Jocelyn, tell us, how does timing influence personal development and growth?
Well, I think first of all, when people go, well, I'm not ready and all that stuff, those kind of conversations stop and stunt growth.
Mm,
So in any area, whether it's, I'm not ready to, up my workouts, or I'm not ready to, eliminate gluten from my diet, or I'm not ready to engage in personal development, whatever it is, it's like an explanation or a justification rather than an action that produces results. And when you are in the world of explanation and justification and reasons, you end up missing out on opportunities. So, the whole element of flow and timing and being able to seize the moments gets diminished because you're kind of messing around with your reasons and justifications and should I, shouldn't I, da da da, da, and all that whole world is in the world of what I call reaction or being messable with. So if you can develop the muscle to stay out of that world, catch yourself when you're in it, and shift over to what am I creating right now and act from that space, you'll be able to tap into that whole space of flow. I mean, it sounds a little woo woo. I'm not a very woo woo person, but tap into that magical
right,
space of flow. But it is, it's like
right,
that.
right. Yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it. And so then, is there a balance between waiting for the right opportunity and creating your own chances?
I think they're two different worlds. I think waiting for anything is, and it doesn't mean you have to do everything right this second, but
Yeah.
if you have something you're committed to, create it. If you're going to wait for it to happen, good luck. Then you're just sort of like a leaf in the wind of the universe. Even if it's like, booking a vacation. Okay, at least schedule by when you're going to book the vacation. If you're not going to do it today because you don't have the money or you don't have whatever, then schedule, okay, by November 1st, this vacation will have been booked. So now if that's going to be booked by November 1st, then by October 15th, the research has to be done to
Mhm.
compare, talk to the travel agent if they even have travel agents anymore. I think you have a travel agent, so that's why I said the travel agent thing, but compare flights or hotels or whatever so that you can backwards plan from the end goal because a lot of people don't have plans.
Yeah.
They really don't. I deal with this a lot with my one-on-one clients. They don't have a wealth plan. They don't have a financial plan. So they end up just sort of being adrift in the area of money, and they kind of hope they make ends meet that month, or they know
Mm,
they need to make more and spend less, but that's all conceptual. It doesn't give you what are you spending and what are you creating in
right.
terms of finances and what are you creating long term, like in 5 years or 10 years or 1 year or whatever it is. So I think that, people say the best laid plans. I think that's very true. So in terms of timing, it's creating the timing, being the designer or the author of the timing
Mhm.
rather than the receiver or reactor to some random timing that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, yeah. And that's so true about planning. Because as we stated before, our lives are so busy and we just have so many moving pieces. So you have to really be intentional about that planning for the time. I know like my sisters and I, we do something every year. And then probably I think 3 years ago, we were all in different places. We were all in one city at one time, and now we're all in three different cities. And so we have to be very intentional on planning our time, when we are going to meet and hang out, do whatever we're going to do, put it on the calendar and stick with it.
Yeah, and you
Because
can't
if
just put
not,
it on the calendar and hope it happens. There are
yeah,
actions that have to happen for something to
exactly,
manifest in reality, you know?
exactly.
Which you and I both know how much I love promising, you know, and I think
Mhm.
promising creates a future that
Yes.
wasn't going to happen anyway. So if I promise you, yes, I'll meet you in Paris in October, you know,
Mhm.
now there's a whole bunch of future that didn't exist before we
Right.
created that. And then we got a plan and then we got to execute the plan. So there's a methodology to it. It's not magical thinking, it's
Mhm.
acting, but it's after you create. But you're creating the timing. You're not waiting to see when it's a good time to go to Paris.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. I love it. Jocelyn, as usual, we are always in a time crunch, like always. I know that we've talked about that before. Like we need to have this whole day of a workshop just to sit down and dissect a topic that we're talking about. But as we are wrapping up this conversation with you, I would like for you just to share with us about timing, about being unmessable with, and whatever last words that you would like to leave with our audience.
Well, I think the biggest thing I would leave people with is you have the say
Mm,
over your life and over the timing of your life. So if you are committed to developing the muscle of being the creator of the timing in your life versus the reactor, you got
mm,
to start with your calendar. It is the most powerful place to start where you start being the designer. So if you have something you want to accomplish, don't wait. Don't wait for life to give it to you.
yeah.
Create what it is you want and then create a backwards plan. It's Merlin the magician lived backwards from the future. You create, okay, what has to happen, 3 months earlier for that to be a done deal? And what has to happen 2 months before that? And what has to happen tomorrow
Right.
for that to be a done deal? And if you don't have that in your calendar, you have it in your head. And that is a very dangerous place to keep anything important because your head is filled with a lot of stuff that is not very useful. So get it out of your head and into your calendar.
Yeah, yeah. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks just about that, about writing the vision and making it plain. And that's exactly what I'm hearing you say.
Mm,
And so the takeaway from all of this is we need to get it out of our heads, write it down, and we need to create the space, clean our spaces up
yes.
emotionally and physically. We need to clean things up so that we can grow and so that we can move forward and that things can, come into our lives and flow like
Yes.
they're supposed to. And so I think that that's very important. So that's what our takeaways are, everyone. So, Jocelyn, I know you have a lot of things coming up. I know you have the promise game. I believe you also have a wealth seminar or finance seminar coming up. Tell us what you have coming up so that we can hop on board and support you.
Yeah, we have so many things. So, this week I have group coaching starting. I have like one spot left
Mhm.
in the group coaching program. It starts September 14th. Then we have the 3-part money workshop, Unleashing Your Inner Millionaire. So
Mm,
that's with myself and Tyrone Jackson, who's my coach when it comes to
okay.
money. So, if you want to get moved from fear to freedom with regard to money, that is it's on 3 Saturdays over a couple of months. So it's, definitely doable. I've got a live workshop in New York happening on January 13th, a 1 day sort of launch your year of being unmessable with. I have so much stuff, but just go to the website and you can find everything under upcoming events and under work with me. And it's the art of being unmessable with.com. And if you want that free gift, the promise game that you and I have talked about in the past, I love giving this to people because it does start to exercise your muscle of being the creator versus the reactor.
Right.
Just go to giftfromjoss.com and you can just get right in that 5 day promise game and start to play around with this whole thought of using your words to create life versus describe it.
That is absolutely amazing. So you all have it. This is Jocelyn Herman Saccio, and her website is theartofbeingunmessableWith.com. please be sure you go to the website, you sign up for the Promise Game, which is under a gift from Joss, and also see what other events that she has coming up so that you can sign up for them. I did the Promise Game, and so I know it is a true blessing. So you all hop on there, go ahead and sign up for it so you can do the Promise Game as well and see what else that Jocelyn has going on. So Jocelyn, again, thank you so much for taking time out of celebrating with your dad to be with us on this evening and talking about how timing is everything. You all, we will be right back after this commercial break.
Did you know that life can throw its curveballs, but you have the power to be unmessable with? Reclaim your strength and resilience. Break free from limitations. Build unshakable confidence and seize control of your life. Don't allow your circumstances to define who you are. Embrace the unstoppable you, the unmessable with you. You can do it. Let's go. Prioritizing self-care is crucial. Have you established a personal self-care routine? If you're seeking to kickstart your journey, feel free to explore our website at www.jackieo.com and access our complimentary self-care journal. Remember, self-care is becoming increasingly recognized as a fundamental aspect of maintaining overall well-being. Self-care is the new healthcare.
Hello and welcome back. So I hope you all have enjoyed our show thus far with Brittany Lewis, with 100 XOXO, LaMonica Howell Edmondson. She is the owner of Bling by LA, and Jocelyn Herman Saccio, who is the owner of The Art of Being Unmessable With. We hope that you enjoyed our show on this evening. This is actually our last show of the season. So we will be back January 2024, bigger and better than ever. We are super excited. We have already been working on some things, so we cannot wait to show you some new things that we have in store in January. We will be showing some replays in the month of October, November, and December. So stay tuned for that. Some of our really good flashback shows we'll be showing you with that. But again, thank you to everyone that participated on this evening. And we hope that you have a good rest of your week, a good rest of your evening, and God bless. We'll see you next year. Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jacquie O. I know